everyone. So I'm Francesca, and I'm an Italian expat. Oh, this is shiny. I'm going to stand over here. I'm an Italian expat, and it was my dream, as Kira said, to work for the UN. I really wanted to make a change in the world. I wanted to help people, and I also wanted to see an impact in the world. Also, and I'm a bit more ashamed to say that, I loved the prestige of the UN and having that name on my CV and all of that, but I'm being honest with you right now, so that's what I'm sharing. That was my dream. I then got my dream job. I had to choose between an internship, another internship, or a UN job, so of course I went for the UN job. And I thought I had reached my dream. I'm like, this is it. I've done it. I did an internship at the UN and then I got a job and I'm like, yes, finally, I'm here. And so in the beginning, I actually quite enjoyed it because it was a completely new experience. I was learning new things. I was doing, many new things. I found it exciting. What I was actually doing, I learned in about 2 to 3 months, and after that, there was nothing new that I could learn on the job. I was organizing missions and meetings between EU and UN officials, and I was organizing events and that. And the thing is, after a while, I started asking myself, what am I doing here? Why am I here? What am I doing in this? And why did I choose this job? And I realized that what I was missing was, the human connection and kind of really seeing what change I was making, or if I was having an impact in other people's lives. And I actually, in all those meetings and events I organized, the outcome was usually that, a piece of paper. And I got bored of those pieces of paper really quickly because I didn't see the actual change happening. And that started to demotivate me because, as I said, I was missing the human. And one other thing that really lowered my enthusiasm quite quickly was the fact, you're going to see very soon and too fast, how money was managed in the office where I was working. I basically started to witness that not all the money that was destined to help people, or everything the UN raises, does not go directly to the people. Some of it is invested in meetings, dinners, events where maybe only half the people show up and then there's food left over, or last-minute travel requests where you're spending, $2,000 on a ticket, which could have been avoided if you had planned ahead. So I slowly started to see that all that, it just didn't match my values, and it wasn't exactly what I had expected. And I started to feel uncomfortable because I was doing something that went against what I believe in. Just also to point out, this doesn't mean I'm here to talk shit about the UN tonight. This was my personal experience, and I do still really respect the work that my ex-colleagues do there. But this was my experience. So I started, to feel sad, and actually I had, towards the end, I really felt depressed and I was frustrated, and I'm like, what is this? I can't do this anymore. And so I quit. I quit my dream job, or my previous dream job, I guess. And I realized that I had the wrong dream all along. Also because probably the reasons for why I went there were not the perfect reasons. I went for the UN because I thought it would look good, apart from wanting to help people. I think I got that across. But it would look good, and this was right to do, this is what I should do, it's good that I'm doing this. And so, what would I do differently now? Nothing, actually. I really needed this learning experience, and I would do it all over again because this is exactly what made me the person that I am today and gave me the freedom that I'm feeling now. Because quitting that job has taught me to how important it is to really be 100% yourself. I wasn't being 100% myself when I accepted that job. And what I experienced after that is the more you are yourself, the more the world around you will adjust to you. So I've stopped doing all the things that I thought I should do. I stopped, wearing the clothes that I was supposed to wear and saying the things that I was supposed to say. And I started to do what really felt right and what made me happy and what made me feel fulfilled and passionate. And another thing that I learned from this experience is the ability now to really recognize really quickly what gives me energy and what drains my energy. And this is an amazing skill that I've never had before, and now I can make decisions very quickly, whether it's an event, a project, a job, people I hang out with. I see really quickly now, because I've been through all of this, how important it is to recognize what gives you energy and to go after those things. Because the more you do that, the more you're being yourself, and the more the world around you will adjust exactly to you. I don't know if it's the high energy that attracts the right thing or the other way around, but it's worked for me, and I hope you'll all try it, and I hope it will work for you. Thank you.
Almost.
Okay. Hi, Francesca. Thank you for your presentation. It was very nice. I had a similar experience working at the WHO as an intern, so I totally understand. My question to you is, where have you found your happiness after, and what are you doing now in order to fulfill that passion of helping people? Thank you.
Well, actually, the thing that I believe and that I have discovered after quitting the job and after a long journey of working on myself and getting back up from all that depressive state I was in after I quit my job is that I think that relationships are the colors that we paint our lives with. Not just romantic relationships, any kind of relationship, interpersonal relationships with your family, your kids, your boyfriend, husband, wife, your colleagues. And so this is the thing I really burn for. Communication has always been my thing. And now I actually help people communicate better, first of all, with themselves, because that's what I learned as the basis. And then from there, the better you can, the more you're aligned with yourself, I discovered, the better you can form relationships with others and the deeper those relationships can be. So now what I do is that I'm a trainer. I host workshops, I'm a facilitator, I bring people together, I get, in networking style and other things, and I have started now to think to become a coach as well, to kind of amplify what I'm doing.
Hello, this is a bit of a hypothetical question actually, I hope you don't mind. But if you could give advice to yourself before you took the job, would you have taken the job? So basically, how can you sum up, did you need to go through the experience to learn what you learned? Or should you have went into it with something else? Should you have researched more? I think one thing that comes to mind when you're talking is like the idea that false goals can kill, So if your goals are false, that can really, that's something that can really affect you psychologically. So just, maybe you answered that in your talk, but maybe if you just, so that's my question.
Sure. Well, actually, I quickly mentioned that when I accepted the job, I had been offered an internship, communications, which is what I was doing, with a really cool think tank, and the other option was the paid UN job. So I'm actually not sure if I would advise myself to still go for that internship, so to leave the money and prestige and go for the internship where I probably would have learned things that I was passionate about. Because I think when you experience something, when you feel something, that feeling gets so deeply ingrained into your bones that it changes you as a person. And I think you actually need the experience to get there. You probably could with let's say with a very good mentor or someone who's by your side and kind of leads you through that experience more rapidly just through a talk. that might happen, but I think the experience is painful and really worth it.
Perhaps much in line with the previous comment, I was struck by your observation that you said I had a wrong dream. Is there such a thing as the wrong dream? And if so, what are the signs? How do you know? How do you find out?
Well, now I could tell you right away if one of my dreams is, right or wrong, because now I've learned to really listen to myself and listen to the signs in my heart, in my mind, in my body. Back then, I wasn't used to doing that. So yes, I think I had a wrong dream, or maybe the right dream, which brought me back to here now. So it was, the fuck up was good because it's taught me something, but it was not the right dream for me because I had actually put myself in an environment also to show others that I can do it and I'm capable and I'll get there, because I've had along the way people telling me, no, you'll never get into the UN because you don't know people and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, well, watch me. And I got in. But I think the reason, so if you have a dream, but your dream, the reasons for your dream don't really align with what you believe at your core, then I think it's a dangerous dream.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, hi. Speed is of the essence. How long did it take you to find out, how long did it take you to quit the job?
Actually, I forgot to mention that I quit it exactly 1 year ago, so June 2017. And I had worked for the UN in that job for 7 months. And I think it wasn't just me. At that time, I was dating a guy that actually helped me go through that process, and that kind of pushed my revelations a bit. I think by myself it would have taken me longer, and the people I started to be in contact with kind of helped me to get there.
Just to avoid doing the same that you did, what was the name of the position exactly?
Well, I first did a communications internship, which I loved, but I think I would have gotten bored of it if I had been doing it for much longer. And the paid job was a policy and program assistant. So basically, I had an organizational and coordination role. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, someone here working in the commission. Feel you pay. No, so when you quit, did you already have a plan what you're going to do after? Or you just quit first? Did you have an idea what are you going to do after? Did you have something more or less clear or sure or something?
I was pretty sure, but then it changed. Here's the thing. I quit and I said I had started working on myself in a personal development kind of way, and I was so fascinated by all of that that I said, I'm going to quit and I'm going to build my own project in the personal development world, which is way too vast, of course, and it's not like that's everything and nothing. And I had no clear idea, so I think the honest answer is probably no. But I was gonna go, I went on a trip after quitting, and I thought that would help me, a 3 weeks trip to Latin America, and I thought, that's gonna help me clear up my ideas. It didn't, because it took a lot longer than that. And I actually had to take, before finding out the final idea, I really had to take some time for myself. I joined a startup right away, like the day after I quit, I joined a startup in a meeting, and then I went along with them. And at some point I just had to take a break and really just have a month just for myself and really feel into myself and try to heal what I had broken inside myself. And then slowly I started to come back up, and then after a few months the interpersonal relationships concept came up.
Any more questions? Then thank you, Francesca.
Thank you.